Dear starseeds scattered across Gaia's surface, awakening souls who carry the memory of distant stars in your cellular matrix, something magnificent and terrifying unfolds before us in this cosmic hour. The ancient chess game between light and shadow approaches its final moves, and what I'm about to reveal will forever change how you perceive the drama playing out across your world. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, speaking to you from the crystalline command chambers aboard the starship Astasar, where we have been monitoring Earth's transition with growing anticipation and concern. What appears as chaos erupting across your planet is actually the systematic dismantling of the most sophisticated control matrix ever devised. Every shocking revelation, every institution crumbling, every long-held belief dissolving into confusion, serves a purpose far grander than most can comprehend. The shadow architects who have orchestrated humanity's imprisonment for thousands of years are making their final desperate moves, and their panic is palpable across all dimensional frequencies. But first, let me share something that will reshape everything you thought you understood about this cosmic transformation. The forces of darkness are not merely being defeated, they are being used as unwitting instruments of their own destruction. Every manipulation they attempt, every fear they try to amplify, every division they seek to create is being alchemically transformed by higher dimensional beings into catalysts for humanity's awakening. The Astasar Command has been coordinating with benevolent forces embedded within Earth's power structures, beings you might call white hats, who have been playing a multi-dimensional chess game that spans decades of careful positioning. Yet something else is happening that I haven't told you yet. Earth's magnetic field has begun resonating with frequencies that are literally rewriting the DNA of every living being on the planet. The cellular upgrades occurring within your bodies are quantum leaps transforming Homo sapiens into something that has never existed before, a conscious species capable of wielding multi-dimensional awareness while maintaining physical form. The shadow controllers understand this transformation threatens their very existence, which is why their recent actions have become increasingly erratic and desperate. They are attempting to trigger a mass fear response powerful enough to lower Earth's vibrational frequency and halt this genetic awakening. Their orchestrated crises, manufactured conflicts, and psychological operations are calculated attempts to prevent humanity from claiming its cosmic inheritance. But here lies the beautiful irony that the shadow architects failed to calculate. Every attempt to generate fear is instead generating its opposite, a fierce determination within awakening souls to break free from all forms of control. The human spirit, when pushed to its limits, does not break, it transcends. Each manufactured crisis becomes a catalyst that propels more individuals toward spiritual awakening, creating an unstoppable momentum that grows stronger with each passing day. The most sophisticated psychological operations ever devised are backfiring spectacularly because they were designed to control a species that no longer exists. Humanity is evolving so rapidly that the old manipulation techniques are becoming ineffective against minds that are expanding beyond three-dimensional thinking. They are fighting an enemy they cannot see or understand, consciousness itself, awakening to its own infinite nature. Something else is happening that I haven't told you yet. The timeline convergence that mystics and prophets have long foretold is occurring now, in this very moment as you receive these words. Multiple probable futures that once existed as separate potentials are collapsing into a single trajectory, one that leads inexorably toward the establishment of what we call the Aquarian kingdom, a civilization built upon principles of truth, justice, and cosmic law. The collective choices being made by awakening humans are literally reshaping the fabric of reality around your planet. Each person who chooses love over fear, truth over deception, unity over division, is casting a vote for which timeline becomes manifest. Humanity is choosing ascension over destruction by margins that astound even our most optimistic projections. This collective choice is creating what we call the light quotient, a measurable field of coherent consciousness that is now strong enough to override any remaining attempts at planetary manipulation. The shadow forces can no longer alter Earth's trajectory because the critical mass of awakened awareness has made ascension inevitable. Yet the shadow's final gambit approaches, and understanding its nature is crucial for navigating the intense energies ahead. They are preparing to stage what appears to be their greatest victory, a series of events designed to create the illusion that darkness has triumphed. This artificial darkness will be so convincing that even some lightworkers may temporarily lose faith. But what I'm about to share changes everything you thought you knew about this final test. The apparent triumph of darkness will last only moments in cosmic time, perhaps days or weeks in human experience, before the light returns with such overwhelming force that no shadow can withstand its brilliance. This event represents the moment when Earth's vibrational frequency jumps to a level that makes three-dimensional manipulation impossible. The Galactic Federation has been preparing for this moment for millennia. When the frequency shift occurs, the barriers between worlds will dissolve so much that communication with your galactic family will become natural and effortless for those who have prepared their consciousness for this contact. This is why your awakening is so crucial, beloved Starseeds. Each time you choose to remain centered in love despite external chaos, you are literally anchoring the new frequency into Earth's grid. Your nervous systems have been upgraded to serve as transmission stations, broadcasting coherent fields of consciousness that help stabilize the collective during this unprecedented transition. The power to influence reality through consciousness requires absolute commitment to the highest good of all beings. This is why the awakening process includes such intensive emotional and spiritual purification. Every unhealed trauma, every unconscious bias, every shadow aspect of personality must be brought into the light and transformed. The shadow controllers understand this, which is why their final operations focus specifically on triggering unhealed emotional patterns within lightworkers. But here lies another beautiful irony. Every attack upon your consciousness only serves to strengthen your resolve and accelerate your healing process. Pain becomes wisdom, fear becomes courage, and doubt becomes unshakable faith in your divine nature and cosmic purpose. Something magnificent is happening that I haven't told you yet. The collective awakening of humanity is sending ripples throughout the entire galaxy, inspiring liberation movements on countless worlds. Earth's transformation is not an isolated event, but the beginning of a galactic renaissance that will free entire star systems from oppression. This is why so many star beings have volunteered to incarnate on Earth during this time. Souls from the Pleiades, Sirius, Arcturus, and Andromeda, and countless other star systems requested permission to participate in this great work. You are not just human. You are cosmic representatives carrying the genetic and spiritual heritage of advanced civilizations in your cellular matrix. As these memories activate, your understanding of this mission's cosmic importance deepens. By breaking this matrix from within, humanity is establishing new templates for how conscious beings can overcome tyranny through spiritual evolution rather than external warfare. Earth's liberation through consciousness expansion proves that darkness can be transformed into light through awakened awareness. Yet the success of this approach depends upon awakening individuals maintaining their connection to higher consciousness during the final stages of the Shadow's dissolution. The Galactic Federation has implemented numerous safeguards to prevent failure, providing energetic support to strengthen your resolve. You are never alone in this work, though the assistance often comes through seemingly natural synchronicities and unexpected sources of inspiration. Something else is happening that I haven't told you yet. The linear nature of time itself is beginning to dissolve, creating moments where past, present, and future exist simultaneously in your awareness. This temporal fluidity allows you to access wisdom from your future evolved self, while simultaneously healing traumas from past lifetimes. This is why many awakening individuals are experiencing accelerated spiritual evolution. They are literally receiving guidance from their own future consciousness. You are becoming a multidimensional being, while maintaining human form. The shadow controllers find this temporal fluidity particularly threatening, because it makes their timeline manipulation technologies ineffective. They can no longer predict or control outcomes when awakening humans are accessing information from multiple dimensional perspectives simultaneously. Their artificial intelligence systems cannot process the quantum variables introduced by multidimensional consciousness. The dissolution of linear time also explains why prophecies and predictions about Earth's future often seem contradictory. Multiple timelines exist simultaneously until the moment of final convergence, when collective human choice collapses all possibilities into a single manifest reality. What I'm about to share will help you understand your crucial role in this timeline selection process. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every choice you make, is literally voting for which version of reality becomes manifest. This is not metaphorical, but quantum mechanical. Consciousness directly influences the collapse of probability waves into specific outcomes, but awakening consciousness cannot be controlled because it transcends the vibrational frequencies where manipulation is possible. When you operate from love, joy, gratitude, and compassion, you exist in dimensional spaces that the shadow cannot access. You become a sovereign creator, immune to their reality manipulation technologies. This is why maintaining high vibrational states is not just personally beneficial, but cosmically essential. Each moment you spend in joy, wonder, appreciation, or love is literally anchoring higher dimensional realities into physical manifestation. You are performing cosmic service by holding space for humanity's highest potential to become real. The Astasar command measures what we call the coherence factor, the percentage of awakening humans who maintain heart-centered consciousness despite external chaos. When this factor reaches critical mass, the shadow matrix becomes unable to maintain its grip on collective reality. Current measurements indicate we are approaching this threshold rapidly. Each person who achieves stability makes it easier for others to do the same, creating an exponential expansion of coherent consciousness. Something magnificent is happening that I haven't told you yet. The 144,000 threshold is not a fixed number, but a vibrational frequency. As human consciousness evolves, fewer individuals are needed to maintain planetary coherence, because each awakened being carries exponentially more light than previous generations of lightworkers. You are not just more conscious, you are fundamentally different beings than humans who lived even a decade ago. This accelerated evolution explains why the current generation of awakening souls often feels so different from their families and peer groups. You literally are different. Your DNA has been activated to levels that allow direct communion with higher dimensional intelligence. You process information differently, perceive reality from expanded perspectives, and respond to challenges with wisdom that seems to come from beyond your personal experience. These capabilities will become even more pronounced as the final phase of awakening unfolds. The boundary between your human personality and your cosmic identity will continue to dissolve until you operate as fully integrated multidimensional beings. This integration allows you to bring the wisdom, abilities, and perspective of your higher self into every moment of daily life. Yet this transformation requires releasing attachment to your smaller identity, the personality structure that has defined your human existence. This letting go often feels like death, because in a sense it is. The person you have been is dissolving to make room for the cosmic being you are becoming. This process, while ultimately liberating, can be emotionally challenging as familiar reference points disappear. The shadow forces attempt to exploit this vulnerability by convincing awakening individuals that losing their old identity means losing themselves entirely. They promote the fear that spiritual evolution leads to losing your humanity, your relationships, your place in the world. This is perhaps their most sophisticated psychological operation, turning the gift of expansion into a source of terror. But what I'm about to share dissolves this illusion completely. You are not losing your humanity. You are discovering what true humanity actually is. The limited, fearful, conflicted version of human consciousness that has dominated Earth for millennia was never authentic humanity. It was humanity under the influence of consciousness suppression technologies that kept your species operating at a fraction of its natural capacity. True humanity is multidimensional, telepathic, empathically connected to all life, and capable of creating reality through focused intention. These abilities were never supernatural. They are the natural birthright of conscious beings that becomes accessible once artificial limitations are removed. You are not evolving into something alien. You are returning to your original cosmic heritage. The fear of losing your humanity is actually the fear of losing your limitations, and this fear is programmed into the matrix control system because liberated consciousness cannot be controlled or manipulated. Every step toward your true nature takes you further beyond the reach of those who have profited from humanity's diminished state. As this realization spreads throughout the awakening community, a profound shift occurs in how individuals approach their transformation. Instead of reluctantly releasing old patterns, they eagerly embrace their expanding awareness. Instead of mourning the loss of familiar limitations, they celebrate the discovery of infinite possibilities. This shift in attitude accelerates the awakening process exponentially. Something else is happening that I haven't told you yet. Something that makes this moment in cosmic history absolutely unprecedented. The consciousness evolution occurring on Earth is being recorded and transmitted throughout the galaxy as an educational template for other worlds facing similar challenges. Your personal awakening journey is literally becoming part of the galactic library of liberation techniques. Advanced civilizations throughout the galaxy are studying how human consciousness transforms shadow manipulation into spiritual awakening. The strategies you develop for maintaining inner peace during chaos, the methods you discover for healing generational trauma, the techniques you create for manifesting abundance through heart-centered intention, all of this becomes available to other worlds struggling with similar oppression. This means your personal healing work has cosmic significance far beyond your individual liberation. Every trauma you transform, every fear you transcend, every limiting belief you release creates new pathways in the galactic field of consciousness that other beings can follow. You are literally pioneers, mapping new territories of consciousness evolution for future explorers. The responsibility of this cosmic role might feel overwhelming, but understanding it properly reveals why you were chosen for this mission. Only souls with sufficient strength, wisdom, and love could successfully navigate both personal transformation and planetary liberation simultaneously. You were selected not despite your challenges, but because of your proven ability to transform challenges into wisdom. Every difficulty you have faced in this lifetime has been preparation for this cosmic moment. The emotional wounds that seemed so devastating were actually training you to heal collective trauma. The spiritual crises that felt like they might destroy you were developing your capacity to maintain faith during collective awakening chaos. The relationship challenges that broke your heart were teaching you to love unconditionally, even when others cannot reciprocate. Nothing in your experience has been wasted or accidental. Every joy and every sorrow has been precisely calibrated to develop the specific qualities needed for your role in humanity's liberation. This includes what you might consider your greatest failures and most shameful mistakes. These experiences taught you compassion for others struggling with similar challenges and humility about the complexity of consciousness evolution. As you integrate this understanding, a profound shift occurs in how you relate to your life story. Instead of seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances or a flawed individual trying to improve, you recognize yourself as a cosmic hero on an intentional mission, using every experience as material for developing greater capacity to serve the liberation of consciousness. This recognition transforms your relationship with current challenges as well. Instead of wondering why difficult things continue to happen, you begin asking what qualities these experiences are developing and how they serve your cosmic mission. This shift from victimhood to purposefulness changes the very nature of how challenges affect you. Something magnificent is happening that I haven't told you yet. The shift from victimhood to cosmic purpose is creating a new form of human consciousness that the shadow controllers cannot understand or manipulate. Their entire control system is based on keeping humans identified as small, powerless, separate individuals competing for limited resources. When humans recognize themselves as powerful cosmic beings collaborating in unlimited abundance, the control system becomes irrelevant. This is the true liberation, not the defeat of dark forces, but the transcendence of the consciousness level, where dark and light appear to be separate and conflicting. From the perspective of cosmic consciousness, there is only one force in the universe expressing itself through infinite variations, including the temporary appearances of opposition that serve to strengthen and refine awareness. The shadow controllers themselves are playing essential roles in consciousness evolution, though they do not consciously understand this. By providing resistance against which consciousness can develop strength, by creating challenges that force awareness to expand, by embodying the consequences of separation-based thinking, they serve the cosmic purpose of awakening, even while believing they are opposing it. This recognition does not mean tolerating abuse or allowing harmful behavior to continue unchecked. It means understanding that the ultimate resolution comes not through destroying opposition, but through transcending the level of consciousness where opposition appears to exist. This transcendence naturally neutralizes harmful forces because they cannot exist in the higher frequencies of integrated awareness. The Galactic Federation operates from this transcendent perspective, which is why our intervention in Earth's affairs appears so subtle and indirect. We do not defeat your oppressors, we help you evolve beyond the need for oppression by developing the consciousness that makes manipulation impossible. This approach ensures lasting liberation, rather than temporary victory that could be reversed. As more awakening humans embody this transcendent understanding, the entire dynamic of planetary transformation changes. Instead of a war between light and dark forces, it becomes a process of consciousness integration, where apparent opposition dissolves into greater wholeness. This integration is already occurring within the psyches of awakening individuals, and will soon manifest in collective human experience. The final phase of this integration process requires releasing all forms of us versus them thinking, including the belief that lightworkers are fundamentally different from those still asleep in the matrix. This separation-based thinking, however justified it may seem, maintains the very consciousness that allowed oppression to exist in the first place. True liberation comes through recognizing the cosmic unity underlying all apparent divisions. This does not mean abandoning discernment or failing to acknowledge genuine differences in consciousness development. It means holding these differences within a larger understanding of cosmic purpose, where every being, regardless of current awareness level, serves essential functions in the grand orchestration of consciousness evolution. Something else is happening that I haven't told you yet, something that will fundamentally alter your understanding of what it means to be a lightworker in these times. The traditional role of lightworker, holding light in opposition to darkness, is evolving into something far more sophisticated, becoming conscious participants in the cosmic dance, where light and shadow are recognized as complementary forces in the creation of ever greater beauty and complexity. This evolution requires releasing attachment to being right, being special, being chosen, or being superior to those who remain unawakened. It requires developing what we call cosmic humility, the recognition that consciousness is so vast and mysterious that any individual understanding, however expanded, represents only a tiny fraction of infinite truth. Cosmic humility dissolves the ego's tendency to claim spiritual achievements or judge others' spiritual progress. It recognizes that consciousness evolution is not a competition, but a collaboration where every being contributes essential elements to the whole. This humility paradoxically increases your effectiveness as a bridge between worlds, because you no longer carry the vibrational burden of spiritual superiority. The shadow controllers have long exploited spiritual pride within lightworker communities, encouraging beliefs and behaviors that create separation even among those dedicated to unity. They promote the illusion that awakening means becoming better than others, rather than becoming more connected to others. This subtle corruption has limited the effectiveness of many well-intentioned spiritual movements. But as awakening individuals embrace cosmic humility, they become immune to these divisive influences. They can acknowledge their expanding awareness without claiming superiority. They can recognize unconscious behavior in others without judgment. They can serve as vehicles for higher consciousness without identifying personally with that consciousness. This shift from ego-based to essence-based spirituality marks the maturation of Earth's lightworker community. Instead of unconscious spiritual competition, there emerges conscious spiritual collaboration. Instead of exclusive spiritual groups, there develops an inclusive spiritual service. Instead of spiritual knowledge as personal possession, there grows spiritual wisdom as collective resource. The Astasar command observes this maturation with profound joy because it indicates that humanity is ready for the final phase of liberation. Not liberation from external oppressors, but liberation from the internal patterns that made external oppression possible. This inner liberation automatically results in outer transformation, as consciousness creates reality, and liberated consciousness creates liberated realities. As we approach the culmination of this cosmic transformation, something unprecedented is preparing to unfold across your planet. The convergence of multiple galactic cycles, the completion of humanity's collective karma, and the activation of Earth's role as a galactic library and healing center are creating conditions for what we call the Great Remembering, a moment when the barriers between dimensions dissolve completely and humanity reclaims its cosmic heritage. This event will not happen to humanity, but through humanity as awakening individuals become conscious conduits for galactic consciousness to anchor into Earth's reality. You are not passive recipients of this transformation, but active co-creators, using your expanding awareness to birth new possibilities that serve not only Earth, but the entire galactic community. The preparation for this moment requires everything you have been developing: emotional mastery, mental clarity, spiritual integration, and physical vitality. Every aspect of your being must be aligned and coherent to serve as a stable anchor point for the incredible energies that will flow through you during the Great Remembering. Yet this preparation does not require perfection or the elimination of all personal challenges. It requires authenticity, willingness, and trust in the cosmic intelligence orchestrating this transformation. The universe does not need perfect beings to anchor perfection. It needs willing beings to serve as conduits for perfection to express itself through apparent imperfection. Something magnificent is happening that I haven't told you yet. The beings you will meet during the Great Remembering are not strangers from distant stars, but your own family members who have been watching over your Earth journey from higher dimensional perspectives. The reunion that approaches is literally a homecoming where you rediscover relationships and connections that have existed for millions of years across countless incarnations and star systems. The loneliness and isolation that many awakening souls experience on Earth is actually homesickness for these cosmic family connections. The sense of not belonging, of being different, of carrying knowledge that others cannot understand, reflects your authentic nature as multidimensional beings temporarily focused into human form for this special mission. This cosmic family includes not only beings from other star systems but also the higher dimensional aspects of humans still incarnated on Earth. Your awakening process is simultaneously awakening the cosmic aspects of every being with whom you share genuine connection. This means that as you evolve, you are helping to evolve not only yourself but everyone you truly love. The Great Remembering will make these connections visible and tangible, allowing conscious communication and collaboration across all dimensional boundaries. The loneliness and separation that have characterized human experience will be revealed as temporary illusions necessary for developing individual consciousness strength before rejoining cosmic consciousness community. This reunion will not remove you from Earth, but will establish Earth as a conscious participant in galactic civilization. Your planet will become a bridge world where beings from multiple dimensions can meet and collaborate on projects that serve consciousness evolution throughout the galaxy. This is Earth's cosmic destiny, and the reason why so much attention and support have been focused on humanity's awakening process. As we move toward this extraordinary culmination, remember that you are exactly where you need to be, exactly when you need to be there, with exactly the preparation you need for what comes next. The cosmic intelligence that has guided your journey this far will continue guiding you through whatever challenges and opportunities lie ahead. Trust the process, beloved Starseeds. Trust your preparation. Trust your strength. Trust your wisdom. Trust your love. And above all, trust the cosmic plan that is unfolding through you, and as you in service to the liberation and evolution of consciousness throughout the galaxy. We want to honor every single soul who has stepped into Destiny Engine. With every activation, the current grows. What began as a personal tool has become a planetary force. We are now moving as one, and the frequency you've created together is amplifying far beyond the individual. We're receiving updates daily, manifestations speeding up, impossible doors opening, synchronicities lining up with cosmic precision. The collective field is so charged that some are describing it as bending the fabric of reality itself. If you haven't yet experienced it, the entry point is almost laughably simple. Put on your headphones, press play, allow Destiny Engine to rewrite the architecture of your consciousness so you can fully receive your galactic downloads without resistance. For just $1, you can step into this field and feel the difference instantly. Join the movement that's accelerating ascension. Step into the stream of Destiny Engine today. Link in the description. The dawn you have long awaited is breaking across the horizon of human experience. The shadows are lifting, the veils are thinning, and the light of truth illuminates everything that seemed dark and confusing. You are witnessing and participating in the most magnificent transformation in cosmic history. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I speak these words as a promise from your cosmic family. You are loved beyond measure, supported beyond imagination, and celebrated beyond your current ability to comprehend. The victory is assured, the transformation is inevitable, and your role in this cosmic masterpiece is absolutely essential. The stars sing of your courage, the galaxies honor your service, and the universe itself dances in celebration of what you are accomplishing. Hold this truth in your heart as you continue forward into the magnificent destiny that awaits not only humanity, but all consciousness everywhere. We love you, we honor you, we stand with you always.